Travel can be an important part of grants. Unfortunately, a lot of grantees get it wrong. This video is to help you navigate your way around some of the common potholes. Seemingly the easiest part of travel is the simple act of driving to and from your project site. The state of Oregon and OWEB use a standard travel rate to reimburse grantees for mileage. This mileage rate is calculated annually and includes items such as insurance, maintenance, fuel costs, and a variety of other factors.
Be sure to use the mileage rate in effect at the date of travel. Your route must be the most direct. So if you are traveling to multiple sites in one day or are running errands for your agency, you need to keep careful track of actual mileage for each piece of travel. If this is a company-owned vehicle, list the company name and type of vehicle at the top of the form. Include the person driving in the reason for travel column. OWEB will pay for parking. Parking receipts are not required as long as they are under $250, but they need to be listed on the travel log for reimbursement. Some grantees choose to rent a car for travel. Grantees need to remember that mileage rules still apply. We cannot pay more than the mileage rate for the distance traveled. For example, a grantee might want to use a rental car for a monitoring trip. During the course of the day, the grantee travels 56 miles. The grantee is eligible for $29.96 of reimbursement. If the rental car is $39.99 plus gas, the grantee would be losing money. A different example would be renting a car to go to a conference that is a 350-mile round trip. If the grantee is eligible for $187.25 in reimbursement and the rental car was $39.99 plus 2 tanks of gas, the grantee would be saving money by using a rental car. Some counties, such as Washington or Multnomah, have higher rates. The PDF for travel rates is found on our website. You should ask for the state rate when booking lodging for OWEB grants. Taxes should be added to the room rate. Lodging may be shared. The total cost of the room may not exceed the individual allowable daily rate multiplied by the number of individuals occupying the room. Lodging receipts showing dates, actual amount paid, and the number of occupants will be required for expenses over $250. If one lodging receipt is submitted, it should list the names of persons staying in the room. Names may be handwritten on the receipt.
Each person needs to have their own travel log.
When planning out-of-state travel, please remember that all out-of-state travel must be approved by OWEB. This is true even if you are close to the state border, and crossing into another state is very common. Plane fare will only be approved if the plane fare is less expensive than the mileage reimbursement plus staff travel time. Whether your agency asks for reimbursement on actual travel expenses or ask for the per diem amount, actual expenses cannot be reimbursed at a higher rate than the maximum per diem rate. OWEB cannot reimburse tips on meals if you are submitting actual expenses. Check your departure time to see how much of the per diem you are eligible for. For example, if you regularly work a schedule from 8 to 5 and you leave before 6 a.m., you are eligible for 100% of the per diem rate. Working the same schedule, it would only be if you arrived after 6 p.m. that you would be eligible to receive 100% of the per diem rate.
Lunch is not reimbursable on day travel. OWEB also cannot pay for coffee for an individual meeting with a landowner. We cannot pay for meeting catering unless there is a business reason requiring working through the meal.
Training costs should be included in the travel category and listed on the expense tracking sheet. Remember, OWEB will not pay for general training except in a capacity grant. Grantees should be in the habit of creating travel logs for all travel expenses to document mileage, per diem, parking, and lodging costs that are requested for reimbursement. Grantees should keep all receipts documenting travel expenses for records retention purposes, though it is only necessary to send those receipts into OWEB if they are over $250. OWEB has an Excel travel log available on the web for your use. The mileage rate OWEB will reimburse changes regularly. To begin filling out this form, start at the top of the form and work your way down. In the Home Office cell, type the city your office is located in. For the Name of Person cell, list the name of the person the travel is for. Next, type the project in the project cell. Fill in the date of travel, the time you leave, then fill the time you return to the office. For the destination and reason for travel,
list the destination you are going to
and the reason for the travel. List the number of miles. The amount rate cell will auto-calculate based on the number of miles listed. When you are finished with your travel expense sheet, bring the total travel at the bottom over to the expense tracking spreadsheet as one entry. You do not need to enter each line of travel into the tracking spreadsheet. If the travel log includes multiple grants, please summarize the amount for each grant on this form.
We hope these travel tips can help you make travel a breeze. In summary, keep a travel log. When driving, take the most direct route. Be sure to check the state rates for lodging and find a place to stay within that range. Per diem expenses cover a lot, but single day travel does not qualify, and get permission before traveling out of state. If you have questions about travel or any other grant related question, call OWEB Grant Program Manager or a member of fiscal staff. Thanks.